Welcome to a very special program, Mahaprabhu's Leelas. As you all know, God Purnima is just 2 days away, a very grand celebration. And this is the pre celebration program. And today is the last day of the pre celebration before we get started with the full fledged celebration of the main program. With that, we have two wonderful families presenting. First, we have a very wonderful young Vaishnavi, Samanvitha, presenting the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna Samanvitha.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna everyone. I will do my prayers. Ajnanaतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशैलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्वसे नमः. Hare Krishna. My pastime is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeats Keshava Kashmiri. There was no teacher in Navadvip who could confront the Lord's arguments and offer a second opinion. As soon as they saw the Lord, fear gripped their hearts. Whoever conversed with the Lord, even by chance, became his dedicated servant. The Lord's erudition and intellect from his early childhood was known to everyone. Within their hearts, they also knew that Lord Nimai would never be defeated by anyone. The mere sight of the Lord created a feeling of awe and respect amongst the scholars, so they naturally became submissive in his presence. Although the Supreme Lord is the most munificent in every respect, it is entirely by his personal desire that one is able to perceive his confidential, transcendental pastimes. In Navadvip, Lord Gaurachandra performed his transcendental pastimes in a mood of a scholar, deluding everyone about his true identity. A very learned but proud scholar holding the title Digvijaya, meaning one who has conquered scholars in all directions, came to Navadvip. He was a dedicated devotee of the goddess of learning, Saraswati, and he captivated her by chanting her mantra. Mother Saraswati is actually the universal mother. She is not different from Lakshmi Devi, the eternal consort of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana. Nimai's hundreds of students who has assembled there stared at the Pandit. "O Lord Nimai," they said, "Wonderful! Is it possible for a human to compose such eloquent poetry?" His composition was profusely ornamented with the most exceptional figures of speech, applied with the most appropriate topics. His word usage perplexed even the scholars who were present. For nearly an hour, the Digvijaya composed and recited his unparalleled verses. There seemed to be no end to his brilliant oration. When at last he finished, the Lord smiled and sweetly said, "Your poetry was so exceptional that no one can understand the meaning unless you yourself explain it. The verses you have composed are certainly appropriate for the glorification of the Ganga, but we request you to analyze them for us." He began to explain his verses, but as soon as he started to speak, the Lord interrupted him and to point out three mistakes, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and one towards the end of the Pandit's composition. The Lord said, "According to grammar, the figures of speech you have used show numerous imperfections. Please tell us in what context have you used them?" The Digvijaya Pandita lost his intelligence. He tried but failed to offer proper explanations for the mistakes Nimai pointed out. His fleeable and confused attempts to defend his composition brought further criticism from the Lord, who then rectified the flaws in the explanations as well as the verses. The Pandit's unparalleled talent seemed to vanish, and the situation grew perplexing to him. While the Digvijaya Pandita was struggling to swallow his defeat, the students began laughing and giggling excitedly. The Lord immediately stopped them and spoke soft, soothing words to the Pandita. Today, let us stop here. Please return to your home, and tomorrow we can continue our discussion. You must be tired after composing such a lengthy recitation. It is also very late now. Soon it will be time to sleep. The Lord's behavior was so gentle and compassionate that even a defeated person did not suffer in humiliation. Although the Lord was victorious, he nevertheless spoke words of concern for the scholars and teachers of Navadvip. Again to the Digvijaya Pandita, he said, please go home now and study your books. Tomorrow I will ask you questions and you must try to answer them. The Lord was so merciful that despite his victory, he did not dishonor the great scholar. Hence, everyone felt pleased. The scholars and the teachers of Navadvip were very affectionate towards the Lord because of his sweet disposition. Saraswati Devi said in his dream, O Brahmana, go quickly to him and take shelter of his lotus feet. Surrender yourself completely to him. Do not imagine my device to be a dream or hallucination. The power behind the mantra you chant has brought me here and forced me to reveal the most intended knowledge of the Vedas. Mother Saraswati disappeared after consoling the Pandita. He awoke from his sleep, feeling purified and fortunate. Early dawn had just touched the eastern sky when he left for the Lord's house. He threw himself at the feet of the Mai Pandita to offer his obeisances, and the Lord reciprocated by lifting him up and embracing him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. I will also tell another pastime. The Jarikat animals maddened by Krishna Prema. Lord Chaitanya abandoned walking on the well-known public road and instead went along a bypass. He thus kept the city of Kataka to his right as he entered the forest. When the Lord passed through the solitary forest chanting the holy name of Krishna, the tigers and elephants, seeing him, gave way. When the Lord passed through the jungle in great ecstasy, packs of tigers, elephants, and rhinoceros and boars came, and the Lord passed right through them. Balabhadra Bhattacharya was very afraid to see them, but by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's influence, all the animals stood to one side. Along the way, tigers were lying in the path. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, walking along the path in ecstatic love, touched the tiger with his feet. Chant the holy name of Krishna, he said. The tiger immediately got up and began to chant and dance. Krishna, Krishna, the tiger said. On another occasion, while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was bathing in the river, a herd of elephants came there to drink water. While the Lord was bathing and murmuring the Gayatri mantra, the elephants came before him. The Lord immediately splashed some water on the elephants and asked them to chant the holy name of Krishna. As soon as the water splashed by the Lord touched the elephants, they began to sing and dance in ecstasy. Krishna, Krishna, the elephant said. Some of the elephants fell to the ground and some screamed in ecstasy. Seeing this, Balabhadra Bhattacharya was completely astonished. Hare Krishna, the elephant said. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted very loudly while passing through the jungle. Hearing his sweet voice, all the does came near him. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Hearing the Lord's chanting, all the does followed him left and right. The Lord patted them while reciting a verse with great curiosity. Blessed are all these foolish deer because they have approached Maharaja Nanda's son, who is gorgeously dressed and is playing upon his flute. Krishna, Krishna, the doves said. Indeed, Both the does and the bucks worshipped the Lord with looks of love and affection. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through the jungle, tigers, deer, and elephants began to follow him. Seeing all the animals following him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately remembered the land of Vrindavana. He then began to recite a verse describing the transcendental quality of Vrindavana. Vrindavana is the transcendental abode of the Lord. There is no hunger, anger, or thirst there. Although naturally inimical, human beings and fierce animals live together in transcendental friendship. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Chant Krishna, Krishna." The tigers and deer began to chant and dance. "Krishna, Krishna, Krishna," they said. When all the tigers, does, and elephants danced and jumped, Balabhadra Bhattacharya saw them and was struck with wonder. Indeed, the tigers and deer began to embrace and kiss one another. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw all this fun, he began to smile. Finally, he left the animals and continued on his way. Various birds, including the peacock, saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to follow him, chanting and dancing. They were all maddened by the holy name of Krishna. When the Lord loudly chanted, "Hari Bol," the trees and creepers began jubilant to hear him. Thus, all the living entities in the forest of Jharkhand, some moving and some standing still, became maddened by hearing the holy name of Lord Krishna vibrated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Samanvitha. That was really so beautiful. You covered two pastimes, and this one with images was so powerful. All the animals and birds, everyone are chanting so beautiful. Even the previous pastime of defeating Keshav Kashmiri was really very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Satyarupa Prabhu and Rasmai Mataji for supporting Samanvita.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Umesh Prabhu, Neha Mataji, and Meera. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji. Over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you so much, Satyasar Prabhuji, Jasavadha Mataji, and Veena Mataji for giving us this opportunity to present Mahaprabhu's Leelas. We are very blessed, and because of you, Mataji, Veena Mataji, we studied also Chaitanya Charitamrita. So thank you so much for giving us opportunity. Okay, so we'll start with Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So as Neha mentioned, thanks to Mataji, Satyaprabhu and Jasavadha Mataji, we have started reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are just in the third chapter, but I think such is the association of devotees and the impact of this program. So thanks for putting us on the schedule. We want to start with just highlighting few blissful facts about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna. He came in this age of Kali to eliminate the darkness of ignorance. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Sachi Devi, came to bestow what no other incarnation has ever offered, to develop absolute devotion and love for Krishna. Obviously, this is parts from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then a couple of shlokas also representing from Bhagavatam. So forgive us. These are just our realizations. So what we're realizing is a pure devotee of Lord Chaitanya is one who, in his or her heart, develops selfless, loving bhav for Krishna. There can be varied bhav as friend, as disciple, as mother, as father, etc. We can all have our own definition of that bhav. But important thing is that a bhav exists and a devotee is not mechanically engaged. And that's why, don't we always read that Krishna always serves the devotee's desire, and such is his mercy that even in Kali Yuga, he appeared as a combined form of, a combined form as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All those devotees, all of us, longing that should we not have taken birth in an age when Krishna and Radha were in Vrindavan? We just need to realize that we can pray to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, listen to his pastimes, and feel his presence in Kali Yuga. Feel Krishna's and Radharani's presence in Kali Yuga to be guided out of the cycle of life and death. That is why in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said that Lord Sri Chaitanya came for 6 reasons, 3 external and 3 confidential. The first purpose was to relish the position of Srimati Radharani, who is the prime reciprocator of transcendental love of Sri Krishna. A realization, as devotees, we need to develop the same love for Krishna as Radharani had, so that our love for Krishna is not based on his majestic powers, but a pure bhav. The second reason for his appearance was to understand the transcendental mellow of himself. And this, I found it blissfully funny as well. So Lord Krishna is all sweetness, but he is inquiring that how is Radharani always experience my sweetness millions times better than I could experience. Radharani's bhav for Krishna was so blissful that even Krishna couldn't experience the pleasure that Radharani could in each other's presence. That is why Krishna came in Radharani's avatar as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand that Mahabhava that Radharani had. As devotees, our goal is to develop such Mahabhava so that we can try to be source of Krishna's energy, because Radharani is Krishna's energy, to give him pleasure and truly develop the love for God. The third confidential reason is Lord Chaitanya appeared was to enjoy the bliss tasted by Radharani. A true devotee will keep developing love for Krishna and will see the process never ending. As Radharani's love would ever expand, though the love of Radharani is compared to multiple universes, but it used to keep expanding. Because with true devotees' love, Krishna's sweetness expands and his mercy on devotee also expands. Now let's look at the 3 external reasons. Harir Naam Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva Gatir Anyatha. To spread the message of Nama Kirtana is one of the external reasons Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. In this age of quarrel, I'm quoting directly from the book, and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Second reason, to demonstrate to the living beings how a pure devotee should be. A pure devotee is mad for Krishna, is longing for Krishna, is always in devotion of Krishna through his words, his or her words, actions, behaviors, so that Krishna can draw absolute pleasure from his pure devotee. And other devotees will also experience complete pleasure by being around pure devotees. To eliminate ignorance. The sinful life of living beings results from ignorance. To destroy that ignorance, he has brought various weapons such as plenary associates, example Nityanand Prabhuji, his devotees and holy name. That is why it is utmost important to know about him and his associates. But it is also important to realize the responsibility each of us have as devotees so that we are able to develop pure bhav for Krishna, so that we are able to develop pure bhav for Krishna in others as well, so that we all can join the holy name together.
Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only path to pure devotion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no one but Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna himself. When the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he tried to walk, in his small footprints, the specific marks of Lord Vishnu were visible. As we can see in the picture, namely the flag, thunderbolt, conch shell, disc, and fish were present. Now I'm going to show some beautiful pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. when the thieves got hijacked. चोर लाने केला प्रभु के बाहिरे पाइया तारा स्कंदे चाड़ी आइला तारे भूलैया. In his childhood, the Lord was taken away by two thieves. Outside his home, the Lord, however, got up on the shoulders of the thieves, and while they were thinking they were safely carrying the child to rob his ornaments, the Lord misled them, and thus instead of going to their home, the thieves came back to the home of Jagannath Mishra. That was the power of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our realization, if we are having pure bhav for Krishna, then Krishna will never allow our accidental bad association and any intentional act of misguiding act to succeed. Those bad actors will still find us and themselves back on the feet of Krishna. Second pastime is when he was resting on snake's back. One day, while Nimai was crawling upon his knees, a snake slithered through the courtyard. The Lord caught hold of it, simply to enact another pastime. The snake then coiled, and the Lord lied down on the snake's back. When the residents of the house saw him, they screamed. But the Lord calmly smiled and remained upon the snake, looking very relaxed. The people shouted while my parents waited in anxiety. The snake, who was actually Lord Anshesha, started to slither away when he heard all the crying and commotion. Little Nimai tried to stop him, but the ladies rushed over and gathered up Nimai into their arms. Some relatives tied a talisman upon Nimai for his protection, while some chanted benefice mantras and others poured Ganga water on the different parts of his body. Some of them thought that the child had received a new life, while others realized that the snake was actually Ananshesha. Our realization, a pure devotee always sees other beings, even animals, with compassion instead of with fear, hate, or anger. After all beings are parts and parts of Krishna, parts and parcel of Krishna. A truly blissful devotee association happens when devotees have compassion for each other and they care for each other, which is the most pleasant sight Krishna wants to see. Now we will end our session with the one beautiful song by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is it? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Tuma bina ke dayalu Jagat samsari Tuma bina ke dayalu Jagat samsari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kar more Patit pavana hetu Tava avatara Patit pavana hetu Tava avatara Musama patita Prabhu Na paibe aaram Musama patita Prabhu Na paibe aaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kar morai Ha ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Ha ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Balokanam Kuru Ami Bor Dukhi Kripa Balokanam Kuru আমি বড় দুঃখী, শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু কৃপা দয়া কর মোরে, দয়া করো সীতাপতি অদ্বৈত গোসাই, দয়া করো সীতাপতি অদ্বৈত গোসাই, তব কৃপা বলে পাই চৈতন্য নিতাই, তব কৃপা বলে পাই চৈতন্য নিতাই, শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দয়া কর মোরে, হাহা স্বরূপাসনা তনারূপ রঘুনাথ, হাহা স্বরূপাসনা তনারূপ রঘুনাথ, ভটা যুগ শ্রীজীব প্রভু লোকনাথ, ভটা যুগ শ্রীজীব প্রভু লোকনাথ, শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দয়া কর মোরে, দয়া করো শ্রী আচার্য প্রভু শ্রীনিবাস, দয়া করো শ্রী আচার্য প্রভু শ্রীনিবাস, রামচন্দ্র সঙ্গা মাগে নরোত্তম দাস, রামচন্দ্র সঙ্গা মাগে নরোত্তম দাস, শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দয়া কর মোরে, শ্রী কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দয়া কর মোরে। হরি বল। হরে কৃষ্ণ মাতাজি।
Hare Krishna Mataji, that was so beautiful. So nicely, you all covered the pastime, the two pastimes of the thieves and the snake, and how nicely you said about Krishna's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So very, very wonderful, and you ended with a beautiful bhajan. Thank you so much. That was really nice. Very nice, Meera. That was so cute. Hare Krishna. So with that, devotees, we conclude our program today, and we also conclude our pre-celebration today. It was a wonderful last 1 week, actually more, last Tuesday we started, and before that March 1st, Satyasara Prabhu started with secrets of why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And we learned so much about Mahaprabhu in these past 10 days, and we heard so many pastimes, more than 20 pastimes we have heard. I think we all are totally immersed in the mood for the celebration of God Purnima, and we have so much of devotion now to Mahaprabhu. And with that mood, let's go in the next 2 days. That is coming Thursday is God Purnima celebration, and let's celebrate with complete devotion and pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us mercy that we continue on this path of bhakti. With that, we conclude this program today. Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Over to you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Neha Mataji. First of all, Samanvitha, fantastic presentation. Really nice in the pictures. I really enjoyed it, and you have explained it. It was very good. And of course, Umesh Prabhu, Neha Mataji, and Meera, excellent presentation. So thank you so much. I really liked how you recited the verse, Mataji, the Bengali verse. Really beautiful. Meera was singing so well. Of course, you both sang very well, but Meera was amazing. Thank you very much. A lot of